In the middle of a forest, a princess is being held captive by a group of ruthless attackers. Then a warrior suddenly appears, takes down the men one by one, and rescues her in a brutal fight. But it turns out this is only a video game being played by a teenage boy named Jack Bronson and his friend Hector. Jack's mother, Annie Bronson, is already fed up with him. He spends all his time playing games, his grades are falling badly, and she is left carrying all the responsibility on her own. Annie is a widow who works tirelessly to support her son, and things have gotten so bad that she is now trying to sell their house before it gets taken away. Later that day, Jack is riding his bike through the orchard when he accidentally crashes into Travis, a local bully. Travis is furious and immediately tells his friends to go after Jack. A wild chase breaks out. But Jack manages to lose them and hides inside the antique shop where he works part-time. There, the shop owner, Chang, takes him aside and shows him an old ceremonial jar that has been passed down through his family from Beijing, China. Since Jack seems fascinated by it, Chang simply gives it to him for free. That night, while Jack is fast asleep, a man suddenly appears in his room with a sword pointed right at him. Everything starts here. This is Enter the Warrior's Gate. The mysterious man keeps mentioning the name Black Knight. Jack assumes he is talking about a character from his video game and even shows him the computer. But that is not what the man means at all. He is actually referring to a warrior called Black Knight, someone he believes is meant to protect a princess. With no other option, the stranger, who is named Zhao, leaves the princess in Jack's care and tells him he must keep her safe. Zhao warns him to stay close to her and make sure she is never harmed, because if anything happens to her, Jack's life will be on the line too. After that, Zhao climbs into the ancient jar, which seems to be some kind of gateway to another dimension. Judging from the clothes worn by Zhao and Princess Sulin, both of them appear to have come from ancient China. But when Jack looks inside the jar himself, there is nothing unusual about it at all. It just looks like an ordinary jar. Once Zhao is gone, Princess Sulin starts asking Jack for luxurious royal dishes like soup, bird's nest, roasted snails, and duck tongues with chili sauce. Of course, Jack has nothing like that, so all he can offer her is a slice of bread with peanut butter shaped to look like a snail. The next morning, Jack wakes up and realizes Princess Sulin is no longer in his room. He panics and starts looking everywhere, only to find her outside in the yard practicing Tai Chi. Jack does everything he can to hide her from his mother, even urging Annie to hurry off to work before she notices anything. Not long after that, Hector comes over to the house. But instead of things going smoothly, Princess Sulin immediately dislikes him and attacks him. To keep things under control, Jack decides to take her to the mall so she can see the modern world and not stand out so much around other people. At the mall, Jack buys her modern clothes and helps her blend in more like someone from the present day. After spending the whole day there, Jack and Princess Sulin return home and find Annie already back. Thinking quickly, Jack introduces Sulin as an exchange student from China. Annie does not suspect a thing, so she allows Sulin to stay at their house. The next day, after Annie leaves for work, Jack is suddenly attacked by a group of barbarian warriors who are searching for the princess. Luckily, Princess Sulin is far more skilled than he expected. She quickly fights them off and takes them down with ease. Realizing they are not safe, Jack and Sulin try to escape, but the attackers keep chasing them and eventually throw Jack out of a window. Taking advantage of the situation, they capture Sulin and drag her away. Seeing this, Jack immediately gets back up and runs after them, only to discover a hidden staircase inside the ancient jar. When he climbs inside, Jack is transported to ancient China and lands right at Zhao's home. Once Zhao learns that Sulin has been taken, he scolds Jack for failing to protect her. But there is no time to argue. Dozens of barbarian soldiers have already surrounded the house and begin firing arrows. Zhao manages to block every single one, holding them off. Meanwhile, Jack is completely overwhelmed and just wants to return to his own world. However, the jar cannot be used freely. To open the path again, they need to find the wizard who controls it. Unfortunately, the wizard is asleep, and Zhao strongly warns Jack not to wake him. At that very moment, the barbarians break into the house and confront Zhao directly. Zhao activates a protective barrier that keeps them from getting inside. At the same time, the wizard suddenly wakes up and disappears. Moments later, he reappears outside the house, using his powers to freeze the invading soldiers. When the wizard removes his disguise, Jack is shocked to see that he looks exactly like Chang, from his own world. From there, Jack and the wizard set off together to search for the princess. Along the way, they talk about the jar in Jack's room, known as the Warrior Gate. If Jack wants to return home, he cannot simply use the same jar. He must find another one, and that requires gathering 4 special types of wood from different regions. In the north, there is the zebra tree. In the south, a rare spotted bamboo. In the east, black mahogany. And in the west, the rarest tree of all, growing deep in the desert. Collecting all of them will be extremely difficult. During their journey, the wizard also shares Zhao's past. Since he was a baby, Zhao was raised by a sacred monk alongside 7 other warriors. They were trained day and night for years, becoming an unstoppable group sworn to protect the emperor. Together, they defended the empire from countless threats. But everything changed when the cruel barbarian king, Arun, launched a secret attack. While Zhao was away on a mission, Arun poisoned the royal court, killing the emperor and Zhao's fellow warriors. The only survivor was Princess Sulin. After that, chaos spread across the land, and the peace that once held the empire together collapsed. Since then, Zhao has been working tirelessly to rebuild a force strong enough to defeat the barbarians. The wizard has been helping him by searching for warriors using a magical stone. Eventually, that search led him to the Black Knight, the very character Jack plays in his game. Even though Zhao has doubts about Jack, the wizard believes there is something hidden within him, something that could change everything. After that, the wizard goes his own way to search for the special types of wood they need. As night begins to fall, Zhao and Jack stop to rest for a while. During that moment, Zhao explains the real reason behind Arun's actions. He knows that Arun plans to capture Princess Sulin and force her into marriage. Once that happens, Arun will claim the throne, and after gaining power, he intends to kill her. That is why Zhao must rescue her as quickly as possible. Elsewhere, Arun has already taken control of many regions, enslaving the people along the way. He also receives word that Zhao is coming to challenge him, so he immediately sends his troops to hunt him down. At the same time, the barbarian soldiers bring Princess Sulin before Arun, and he becomes even more eager to marry her. Back on the road, Zhao and Jack suddenly come under attack as a rain of arrows flies toward them. They manage to dodge the strikes and realize that the enemy forces are getting closer. Without wasting time, they move on and pass through an unfamiliar temple as they continue toward Arun's territory to rescue the princess. After crossing forests and mountains, they encounter a mysterious mountain spirit who is calmly cooking in the middle of the path. Since the spirit blocks their way, Zhao tries to ask politely for permission to pass. The spirit agrees, but only after the meal is finished, which would take the entire night. Knowing they cannot afford to wait, Zhao ends up fighting the spirit. During the fight, Jack nearly falls when his foot gets caught on a bridge, but he manages to pull himself back up. Zhao also comes close to falling while battling the spirit. At first, Jack hesitates, but then he grabs a burning piece of wood and throws it at the spirit, setting it on fire. Seeing this, Zhao begins to realize that Jack is far more capable than he first thought. Meanwhile, Princess Sulin is under intense pressure as she is forced into marriage with Arun. She pretends to agree, but only if he grants her a request. As she moves closer to him, it seems like she is about to whisper something. Instead, she suddenly attacks him, catching him off guard. Aaron quickly retaliates and threatens to harm the people closest to her. At the same time, Zhao decides it is time to train Jack properly. From that point on, the two grow closer and begin to work together as a solid team. Back in Arun's territory, he prepares hundreds of soldiers to spread across the land and raid every village. Meanwhile, Zhao and Jack continue their journey and soon face a large lake blocking their path. Going around it would take days, so Jack suggests swimming across. Since Zhao cannot swim, Jack teaches him the basics. Even then, crossing the lake is not easy. To stay afloat, they hold on to a large piece of wood and slowly make their way across. After some time, Zhao and Jack finally reach land and arrive at Arun's kingdom. Once there, they come up with a risky plan. They decide to surrender themselves to the barbarian soldiers so they can be taken inside and bypass all the security. The plan works, and they are brought directly before Arun, who is busy preparing the grand hall for his wedding with Princess Sulin the next day. As for Zhao and Jack, they are scheduled to be executed. Before that happens, the two of them are hung upside down in a room. While they are being held there, one of Arun's men comes in to feed them. Taking advantage of the situation, Zhao pretends to cooperate, and at the right moment, he and Jack attack the guard and break free. They immediately begin searching through the palace for Princess Sulin. Along the way, they are forced to fight off multiple guards. Even though Jack has only recently started training, he manages to take down one of them and finds a key that leads to Sulin's room. He rushes in and frees her, and not long after, Zhao rejoins them after dealing with the remaining guards. The three of them try to escape together, but more barbarian soldiers begin to surround them. Just when things start to look hopeless, a massive warrior crashes through the area, causing part of the floor to collapse and knocking down several of his own allies. Using that moment, Zhao, Jack, and Sulin manage to slip away. They steal horses and attempt to flee, but it turns out the horses are tied with short ropes and cannot run far. Before they can get away, they are captured once again by Aaron. Later, while Zhao and Jack are being held in a room, a butterfly suddenly appears and approaches them. Zhao quietly whispers to it before it flies away. Jack is confused by what he just saw and wonders if the butterfly actually understood anything. Even Zhao himself is not entirely sure. The next day, just before the wedding ceremony begins, a strange smoke drifts toward Princess Sulin and enters her body. Not long after that, the ceremony starts, while Jack and Zhao are prepared for execution. But the moment Arun lifts the veil from Sulin's face, something unexpected happens. She suddenly transforms into a reptile-like creature with glowing green eyes and a long, extended tongue. At that exact moment, the wizard appears and reveals that he came after receiving a message from a butterfly. He frees Zhao and Jack, then pours a magical powder onto Jack's shoes, allowing him to jump incredibly high. Jack launches himself toward Arun and knocks him down. From there, Jack and Sulin join forces to fight the barbarian guards, with Zhao stepping in to help as well. The wizard uses his magic to restore Sulin's appearance back to normal, and soon all of them are locked in a full-scale battle. As the situation grows more chaotic and they begin to lose ground, the wizard hands Jack a pouch filled with magical powder. He tells him to throw it at the barbarians, and anyone hit by it will disappear. But when Jack uses it on one of the warriors, something unexpected happens. Instead of vanishing, the man transforms into a massive monster. Seeing this, Zhao quickly tells Jack to take Princess Sulin and escape, while he stays behind to face the creature. Jack and Sulin climb into a giant catapult, and with Zhao's help, they are launched far away. At the same time, the wizard uses his magic to disappear along with Zhao and retreat from the battlefield. Not long after, Jack wakes up in a forest, while Sulin is tied up nearby. It turns out the barbarian soldiers are still after them, and they soon attack. This time, Jack manages to fight them off on his own. Then Arun arrives and challenges Jack to a final duel. At first, Jack struggles against the powerful warrior, but he spots an opening, grabs two small bamboo sticks, and leaps behind Aaron, striking him in the neck. That final move brings Aaron down, and Jack succeeds in saving Princess Sulin. After everything that has happened, Sulin becomes the new empress and takes her rightful place on the throne. Even so, she remains close to Jack and sees him as someone incredibly important in her life. However, when the royal guards notice Jack getting too close to the empress, they immediately chase him out of the kingdom. Jack returns to Zhao's home, where the wizard has already prepared a new jar that will take him back to his own world. After saying goodbye to Zhao, Jack steps through and returns home. The next day at school, Travis tries to confront him again, but this time, Jack has had enough. He challenges Travis and defeats him, finally putting an end to the bullying. Back at home, Jack tries to repair the broken jar, but it does not work. Instead of dwelling on it, he focuses on something new. Inspired by everything he experienced, he creates a game called the Warrior Gate and successfully sells it for $25,000. He gives the money to his mother, helping her save their home. A few days later, while visiting the mall, Jack unexpectedly runs into Princess Sulin again. It turns out she asked the wizard to create another jar so she could come to his world. Meanwhile, Zhao continues his life as a warrior in her kingdom, even teaching others in his own unique way. And with that, the story comes to an end. So the moral of the story is if a random guy gives you a free ancient jar, just take it, because worst case you fail school, best case you save a princess, kill a warlord, and make $25K from a video game.